if you know it. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's lives.
These are some of the lucky children from Zimbabwe. They came to Canada with their parents, running away from Robert Mugabe's dictatorship. A dictatorship that has caused untold suffering on millions of children and women in that country. While these children can afford 3 square meals a day, their colleagues back home in Zimbabwe can hardly afford a single meal. But here in Toronto, Canada, half a world away, some people do care.
We are not strangers when it comes to opening our doors and giving and trying to change a life that we are not even related by blood.
Zimbabwe, once regarded as the breadbasket of Africa, is now going through a severe economic meltdown and a political crisis which has torn apart the very social fabric of the nation. In addition, the country is facing an HIV/AIDS epidemic of unprecedented proportions, threatening to wipe out an entire generation. This is why these children and their parents gathered here at Wilkett Creek Park in Toronto under the auspices of the Orphans Fold Foundation, a brainchild of Toronto-based schoolteacher Ellison Musada. Our focus as a charity organization is essentially poverty alleviation, with particular emphasis on orphans in Zimbabwe, says Zimbabwean-born Musada, a high school teacher with the York Catholic District School Board.
If we can give an orphan a meal a day and free her from the need to hunt for food on a daily basis, then we will have made a difference in somebody's life. If we can pay school fees for one girl a month to ensure that she stays in school, then we have made a difference in somebody's life. If we can send a pair of shirt and shorts to a kid so that she dresses up when going to school, then we will have restored human decency to this kid. These kids go to school without anything on them, or sometimes they have to stay at home because of that.
Current statistics show that in Zimbabwe today, 3,000 people die of AIDS every week, while life expectancy has dropped from 69 to 34 years in the past 20 years.
I'm going to try in my small way to make a difference in the lives of these children. If it means helping one kid, we're going to do it. If it means us keeping one pint in the bar, we're going to do it.
The AIDS pandemic in Zimbabwe has left most children without parents. Up to 1.6 million children have lost one or both parents. And according to UN projections, in the next 10 years, 45% of the children in the country will be orphaned by AIDS.
I ask you this question. When you sit with your children in your house and you eat, have you ever thought that there is somebody in Zimbabwe who doesn't have food? When you take your kids right now to extra lessons for their education, have you ever stopped to think that there is a child who is in Zimbabwe who has no father, who has no mother, who is struggling to get to school? Let me tell you this. Unless the Zimbabwean community can get organized together, think like mature people, put away our selfishness, our self-interest, and look at what our nation is going through, Zimbabwe will not change.
Moved by the plight of children in Zimbabwe, a Toronto-based company, Dynamic Team Sports Canada, approached Orphans Fold Foundation and donated a massive consignment of sportswear for children, worth $36,000. The biggest challenge now facing Orphans Fold Foundation is how to get this donation to the intended recipients. The foundation will need up to $4,500 to ship this consignment to Zimbabwe. Orphans Fold Foundation is therefore making an appeal to fellow Zimbabweans in Canada to get involved.
There is no man or woman who is an island. We are all products of what some people have put in our life. It is therefore important that the Zimbabwean community must take time, especially today, to reflect upon the conscience and soul of the nation and the people who are suffering back home, particularly the orphans.
Dynamic Team Sports Canada was represented here by its operations manager, Mr. Al Smith.
I'm so happy that we had the opportunity to help out. So I want to thank Ellison and the Orphans Fold for giving us a chance to do something good. And I think it's so important. I was listening to Ellison's speech, and we get so caught up in our everyday life. And even as something as simple as pens helping out people, it's so important. And I think we're so lucky, you know, to live in this part of the world, and we have to do more to help others.
The spirit at this fundraiser was indeed a positive one, as testified by the amount of money raised, $2,200 in total. Some of the people who attended could not hide their feelings about the outcome of this event.
My name is Viola Maveneka. I've been teaching for over 30 years, and children are my passion. I've been very moved by what has happened here today. The children of Zimbabwe have suffered a great deal from AIDS and the political situation. I'm very pleased to realize that most Zimbabweans have taken this organization, the Orphans Fold, seriously.
I am absolutely impressed. Well, Zimbabweans have just done what they normally do to support each other, and today was a huge testimony to who we are. We just want to say to the donors, thank you very much. Let not this be the last time. Let it be the first of many to come.
This is such a humbling experience, because for me, orphans always take a special place in my heart for me and my family. So when I see people going out of their way and trying to make a difference in some people's lives, especially people that they are not related to, that speaks volumes to me. And I just want to commend Dynamic Team Sport for donating these sporting uniforms and goods for the orphans in Zimbabwe.
The Orphans Fold Foundation was formed as a direct response to the plight of orphans in Zimbabwe. The foundation was legally registered by the Government of Canada in terms of the Charities Act on June 29, 2007. The charity is administered by a board of directors in accordance with its constitution and is stipulated by the Charities Directorate of Canada. The directors, who are also founding members, include Mr. Musara, Mrs. Maria Musara, and Mr. Joel Chiwutsi.
I want to say to the whole committee, you are doing a great thing, because this is what Jesus has commanded us to do. Take care of the orphans, to feed them, to clothe them.
I really believe that it is time for us as Zimbabweans to put Zimbabwe back on the map and say we are a people who can make a difference. We are a people who have suffered economically and politically for many, many years now, but you know what? Don't give up on us. There are still some things that other people can learn from us, and so this is the reason why we are standing up to do what we are doing today.
Hakuna wakaita saye.